Hey guys, welcome back to another Swiss Scissor One video, and today we are back in X-Plane. Now today we are at Kongon, I'm not gonna try to pronounce it properly, Kongon Yas Airport, with quite a special plane. We are spawned in on the runway with the Tupolev Tu-334. Now, that is a very unknown airliner to say the least, and it's a very failed airliner as well. To be honest, I didn't even know this airplane before someone asked me on my Instagram DMs to make a video about it. By the way, you should follow me on Instagram, obviously. So this airplane is also quite new to me. I've actually never heard of it. And that is obviously because it was never really a thing, actually. Only 2 of these aircraft were built. And that obviously got me interested. And I actually found a model of this plane on some Russian website that probably gave me a lot of viruses. But that is a whole nother story. Now this is the aircraft. As you can see right here, this doesn't look too old. And that is because this airplane is actually not very old. Back then in Soviet Russia in 1990, or was it Russia? Yeah, it was Russia. They started development of this aircraft, which is not too long ago. And obviously, due to the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the development of this aircraft, took a bit longer. This aircraft became a bit of a reality 5 years later in 1995. Now, this airplane was kind of inspired by the Tupolev Tu-334, which was quite a successful airliner. It kind of reminds of the 757 because it kind of is pretty much a 757, but that's a whole nother topic. And basically, they did a few changes. They made the fuselage a bit thicker and made the whole plane shorter, and this was the result. Kind of a short to medium haul aircraft. Now, let's just take this plane off first. It took a while for a first prototype of this airplane to actually take off. Actually, the first flight of this model was in 1999, which was also not very much a long time ago. Oh, what the hell? Oof, something is very wrong about the physics here. I think we lost some flaps here. That's super weird. Yeah. Now, the first flight of this plane was successful, unlike this one. Oh, no. Yeah, that didn't work out very well. This plane was really not considered dangerous. You know, most of the, at least modern Russian planes are not very dangerous. If we kind of exclude the Sukhoi Superjet, because that one actually sucks. Now, this thing could seat around 80 passengers, and we have a major tail strike again. How does that happen? Yeah, the physics are a bit weird here. You can see that. Okay, we have kind of taken off. We have not crashed yet. Oh, that was weird. I didn't actually have my hands on the joystick. Whatever happened here, the physics are completely messed up, to say the least. Let's go to another airport. Let's go to St. Bartholomew. Maybe this plane is able to take off at this airport. Yeah, this is also quite an old add-on plane for this flight simulator, so yeah, this is probably sucks. Let's use the whole island because I'm not quite sure about this. Even though the 737 is barely able to take off at this airport, surprisingly, actually. Now, the first prototypes of this airplane kind of sucked. They had very minimum avionics. Oh, I can hear that tail strike. How was that a crash? Okay, now maybe let's try this again. This didn't work out very well. No, actually, to be honest, this plane does not really look too bad. It looks kind of interesting. Kind of looks like an A320. Oh, we have lost some flaps again for some reason. This add-on plane is very weird, and we are rolling off the runway for no reason. Yeah, a lot of things seem to happen without any reason. Maybe this does have a very bad virus. Let's try. Oh, Jesus. Now we are in mid-air. Nothing can happen, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. Do not crash, please. Yeah. Well, this plane had some orders, actually, from 7 carriers, but it was only 60 orders, which does not sound too bad, but that is very much not a lot. And eventually, they just gave up on the project. Yes, in 2009, this whole thing was canceled after putting around $1 billion in this project. This is a very bad simulation of this plane, I can tell. Now, do we have a cabin? Oh, God. Stop dying, please. Do we have a cabin in this add-on plane? Oh, yes, we do. Okay. Well, we are probably going vertical or something. Let's check out the cabin. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, it's just a medium to short haul airliner. This actually is kind of a 737 fuselage. Oh, we have kind of crashed there, probably. This is kind of a 737 fuselage. Yeah, that's pretty much all that is to it. I do like planes with a T-tail design, you know. We don't really see that very often anymore, with the MD-80 also dying right now. Now let's try landing. It'll be impossible since we cannot even... Oh, goodness. We cannot even spawn in properly. That's weird. Now, if we do deploy flaps, for example, they just fall off. That is probably not supposed to happen, right? What is happening? Well, physics are really not existent here. Now, it attended several air shows, and we have broken off our flaps again. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, flaps. They're gone now. We should probably not fly anymore. Now, also during the end of this aircraft model development story, there was also quite a big budget problem, since they slowly started to realize, well, no one cares about this airliner. And then they left this alone, which might have been a good choice, especially because the Sukhoi jet was also coming out at around that time, which was pretty much a very, very good competitor to this plane, even though the Sukhoi Superjet turned out to be quite a bad aircraft, especially when it comes to safety. Maybe we can have a stable flight now. Oh, weird bang to the right for some reason, but still the Sukhoi jet was just a lot more modern than this airplane, so they just left it and let it die. Maybe it was a good choice after all. Now, can we force some wing flex? Obviously not. Now, also Russia, when canceling the project of the Tu-134, or whatever you want to call it, they wanted to focus on the Antonov An-148, which turned out to be not the best choice because that one also failed. I made a video about that too. This whole thing is a failure. It's very sad that pretty much most modern Russian airliners are pretty much a failure a bit, since they are not really too bad. Maybe a lot of people have concerns about the safety of these aircraft, but I think the Antonov An-148, which I again have already talked about, this one has an excellent safety rating, which might be because only 30 of these were built, but that's a whole other story. Still better safety rating than the We're dead. And this takeoff might have not worked out. Maybe this whole video has not worked out properly. So yeah, this was basically the sad story of the Tupolev Tu-334, which is another failed aircraft, just like them. Something that I've also noticed was that there is no rudder control in this add-on plane. This is really not a good add-on plane. You should really not get it. And obviously, it's sad to see this airplane fail a lot, but maybe it sucked anyway, so who cares? Yeah, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.